Hello, we're at Agritechnica 2025 and today we'd like to show you some of the key features of the Magnon 11 430. So coming from the start, one of the main features is obviously this. The Magnon 11 is our shortest chop on the market, so 22mm chop length with 84 double-sided knives. So one of the key points to how we get that consistency with our chop length is starting at the pickup. So one of the main features and unique to Strautmann is our flex load pickup. So it's got plastic tines, no pickup bands. So the biggest advantage of this is clean pickup of forage from the ground, less contamination from stones and other objects from the ground. So the reason that works so well is we have strength on the direction of crop flow, but when it hits a stone we have a less rigidity, and that allows the pickup tine to go around the object. So we don't flick out objects from the soil, we leave it in the soil, which allows us to get a far better and less contamination within the actual forage itself. So moving on from the pickup, it transfers the grass to the roller. The roller has spirals which transfers the grass to the left and right, so we get full coverage of the rotor. The main point with this is because we are evening out the height of the forage to allow even feed through the rotor. So this produces less horsepower requirement than all other manufacturers on the market of forage wagons. So that gives us a very good, even and consistent chop length, which is what we need on a fine chop 22mm system. Another point that we have is we go onto the rotor. So the rotor is a fully welded construction, so very, very strong and stable. We have the Hardox tine plates here, which allows the grass to be cut consistently with the small gap where the knife goes through the rotor itself, so allows a more consistent chop again. So all three combinations allow us to have that very, very good quality chop. And again, the best consistency and the shortest chop we have on the market. So we'll move on to the knife bank. And the whole point, so we'll do the example of the display here. This part would normally be rubber, so not springs. And this spring would be an auto reset spring, but for display purposes, it's more for the function of the reset. So when the knife goes through the rotor, when the grass goes through the rotor, if an object hits the knife at any point, it will overcome the springs, it will ride up on the ramp and bring the knife out of the conveying unit. So one of the main points of that is we don't have damage on the full length of the knife, we only have damage on about 20-25mm of the knife. Competitor products, if a stone hits any point, it can damage the object right up the full length of the blade. So that is a key feature for us, and it's inherited from the old knife bank system, which has had the same concept. From the back, you can see it's very neat. 84 knives with all individual knife protection. We have loads of space in around the knife area, so any grass or dirt can fall through the knife, and it allows the knife bank to stay extremely clean throughout the working day. To take the knives out as well, it's one tool will unlock the full knife bank, and then you can take every knife out individually and turn them around, so because we've got double-sided knives on the knife bank system as well. So again, with 84 knives in the knife bank, that allows us to have our 22mm chop length. So on the Magnon range, we have some options for steering. So starting from the front, we can have electronic steering with a tandem axle or a tridem axle. We can have passive steering on a tandem axle, but our active steering will be contactless, so we have no second linkage to the tractor. It will all be done directly through the forage wagon. So very narrow drawbar. No objects or obstructions for tight turning, so we get a very, very tight turn, probably the tightest we have on the market. Moving on from there, we have the drive line. So we have a short PTO drive line with a support bearing in the centre. and then our cam clutch, which is just before the entry to the central gearbox. This one has dosing rollers in the rear, so the dosing rollers would be fed from the right-hand side of the machine, and the drive would be submitted from the left-hand side of the machine. So moving on through the drive line, we come into our gearbox, which is an oil bath gearbox, transfers the drive through into the main rotor, and then from the rotor it goes into an epicyclic unit, so we reduce the speed of the drive at the rotor to get maximum torque where it's needed at the main point of the forage wagon in the rotor. The pickup drive is hydraulic, so that can be proportional to forward speed, or it can be fixed at a set speed. So what that means is the faster you go, the faster the pickup may rotate. The slower you go, the slower the pickup may rotate. So on the Magnon range, so we've got the Magnon 11, so we have the 430, the 470 and the 530. So cubic capacity is from 42 cube right up to 52 cubic meters. So a very high capacity forage wagon with a lot of density of grass due to the fine chop. So we can move on to the axles. So this machine we have at Agritechnica today is a tandem axle with a contactless steering, and it's fitted with Vaderstein 30.5 inch wheels with a hydraulic chassis. So the hydraulic chassis allows us to fit the additional height of wheels. We also offer the 26.5 inch wheels as well. We can have tandem or we can have tridem. So the options are available for all conditions and all horsepowers, requirements and weights. So that works extremely well for us. If we move to the transport floor, we can see the transport floor is driven between two gearboxes, so one on the left, one on the right. So that gives us a very good consistency of drive. So we get drive, so no twisting of shafts, and it's a very, very strong drive system. The chains are a flat link chain system, so less wear, good contact to the drive gear, and again it's a robust drive system with about 15 ton per chain, so a very high capacity machine for the high density of the 22 mil chop length. You can see the bars, they're a solid box section and they're welded to the link, which you can probably see here. So again, we have no bolts to rely on or anything to join it. It is a physically welded chain system. So that's all adjusted for tension from the front of the machine with 4 adjusters. So a mechanical adjuster, but it keeps tension on the chains at all times. Other options just shown on this machine, so we can have cameras mounted on the rear. We can have beacons mounted on the rear. We have LED lights throughout the machine, all standard with mud guards, and yeah, that's our Magnon. So very good product for us and a very big seller for us. So just to finish off our walk around of the machine at Agritechnica, we would just like to emphasise that the Magnon 11 for us in the last year has been the best-selling product that we have had on our forage wagon range, and I would assume that we are also the best and the most sold wagons within the competition as well. So yeah, this is the flagship machine for Strautmann, which we look forward to selling you in the future. And if there's any question, please contact your dealer or importer, and I'm sure they can help you out even further.